What's up, you guys? We're doing the struts on this Elantra, as you can see. Right now, we're going to just do the basics. We're going to do the front struts, and on top of doing the front struts, I'm also going to do rear shocks. That'll probably be in another video. But to get your struts done, they're very simple job. We have these two bolts here. So these two bolts come off. These two bolts come off that remove these lines. You're going to remove your sway bar link. And then after the sway bar link comes off, you're going to come up here, and this shroud is going to remove. And underneath it, you get these bolts right here. So that bolt, and that bolt back there. And that's going to be the top part. So we're going to go ahead and get this all started. Bear with me. I'm using a new video stand and everything to film this with. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and break these bolts loose right here. We're going to do that with our 19mm socket. And basically, I'm just gonna, you can use a breaker bar if needed. This one we're going to use a little cheater bar with this. So. Alright, so we got that knocked loose. We thought we did. Just gonna put my cheater bar on here. Alright, that one's knocked loose. Now next we're just gonna take these bolts off before we continue with that lower part, just to make it easier. And that one's gonna be our 12mm socket. Alright, that is one. Alright, so that one we're going to need a wrench to get into, so let's go ahead and get that done. Alright, so with this knocked loose, we're able to get the socket on there now. So alright, so these two are now loose. Remember the orientation of things, so this is going to be the outside of the strut once we replace it. Alright, so now we've got the bottom bolt broken loose. And now we can get a wrench. We'll hold this side of the bolt and get these nuts off. So this side, well, the bolt side is going to be the 17, just so you guys know. 19 on the nut side, 17 on the bolt side. And we're just going to go ahead and back these out, like so. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and hit this 19mm bolt right here. I think it's 19. But we're going to go ahead and get this one off. If you have problems getting this sway bar link back on here because of this, just throw a jack underneath this and raise it up slightly, and you'll get that to level out for you. Same way with taking it off. If you can get it to level out, this will be a lot easier to take off. But we got our bolts knocked loose. Let's go ahead and take off the nuts. And let's get ready to take off the upper nuts. Alright, so here I've got this already underneath. It's a 14 millimeter nut. Usually new struts will come with new nuts. So if you did what I did and just kind of lose it, it's not that big of a deal. Alright. We'll get these nuts that I dropped out of there. But with that, should leave you some space now to pull some stuff out. Am I missing something? So what we're doing right now is we got this jack placed underneath the control arm, and I'm just going to raise it ever so slightly, because when I raise it, this should make it easier for this to come out. But it looks like it's not really coming out yet. Alright, there we go. Once you get it up far enough, you'll see it level out. Now with that out, drop that. You'll hear that this thing is now loose. So let's go ahead and get this going. So we're going to kind of jiggle it out. Alright, and with that out, this just slides down, out, and over. And that's our strut. Now we're just going to go ahead and do the opposite and get this new one put in. We got our new strut. You know it's going to be on the right side. Because this faces on the same side as our sway bar link. So let's go ahead, get this installed, It's going to be a lot harder to film because you're going to use one hand to hold this up, and you're going to start the top bolts up there. And that's how you're going to get it to start. So once you get one bolt or two bolts in, then you're able to start tightening everything down and putting it onto here. So I don't know how we're going to film that. So again, use one hand. We're going to hold up the strut, and then we're going to get the other hand and put our bolts in up top. Very hard to get bolts lined up with their holes, but it's all lined up. Next, we're going to just get this attached to here and get these all buttoned back up. Again, we're going to use the jack to get this to level out so that can be lined up to here, and we can get it all in clean. But we're going to stop right there, conclude this video, because the rest of it's just putting back together the 5 bolts, 8 bolts that this thing has all together. And yeah, struts are all usually the same procedure on all cars. So once you learn it on this one, you can pretty much do struts on any vehicle. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.